music. I just love it. What do you think? Let me know. I have another music I'm going to try in my next video. My son made it for me, and I'd love to hear your feedback on these two different ones for my promo. Thank you for being here. If you like these kinds of videos, please subscribe. This is all very homespun, beautifying ways that you can really add to your life, your lifestyle, to create a nice aesthetic around you, as well as a beautiful face and body. I am Angela Rosoff. I am a beautifying face yoga teacher and a body yoga teacher. I also am an Ayurvedic practitioner, and in another career I was a professional chef. So I have a lot of information to share in this YouTube video, but I'm directing it all toward the idea of beautifying our world. So I'm so glad that you're here. Today's video is about the beautiful flower, lavender. We're going to make a simple syrup and a beautiful lavender flavored water that we can use to uplift ourselves, cool ourselves off, and just have some fun. The fun thing about these recipes is that they are rooted in history. And I find, especially in cooking, but also in making things like this to beautify our surroundings and our lives, we are very much rooted in that historical nature. Even if you don't know it, your body is rooted in these human activities to bring balance into our lives. So I love that. I'm going to share a little bit about the history momentarily. But a few things I just want to share is this is a summer plant. So generally speaking, in the northern hemisphere, we have lavender generally in the summer, just depending upon where you are. I'm in Northern California, and these are peaking right now. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. And from the domestic plant here, because they don't grow, they're not native to California, but from the domesticated plant in the garden, the birds have taken the seeds from the flowers and from the spent flowers, and then have transplanted these seeds in other wild areas. So be on the lookout when you are in forested lands, domestic areas that may be safe for foraging, areas that may be untainted with any kind of pesticides or chemicals. I have picked these from my backyard, from an area that I know. I've lived here for 10 years and I've never put pesticides out there. I've created a lot of organic soil in this area. We moved soil out, we've moved soil in. So I feel like I have a pretty good handle on what this plant has been exposed to. I do know that my neighbor uses Roundup in his garden, which makes me very sad. But this plant is nowhere near that, and I feel comfortable foraging about this amount of plant for use from time to time. Now, because I don't know exactly what's going on back there, I wouldn't forage a whole load of it and really make a lot of a concentrated product to use on my face. I would source that out from an organic farmer. So later in this, so you might be finding a beautiful blooms like this at the farmer's market, and then later in the season you also might find these spent flowers, these little seed buds that you can use to make tea, or to also make this simple syrup and the lavender water that I'm going to show you. But finding a really high quality source for these ideas, these recipes, is really important, because whatever you take into your body topically, inside your mouth, it becomes your matter. And that is the principle of nourishment in Ayurveda. You know, what we eat becomes us. And just knowing where your source is truly important, even for something as simple as this. If you decide to just pick some flowers from somebody's garden in the front yard, on a walk, you just don't know what it with, and it could make you feel ill. So make sure you have a safe source, it's organic, and what was the other? Oh, yeah, no pesticides. Already covered that. Anyway, stay tuned and we'll cover a little bit more and I'll share the recipes at the end. I'm so glad you're here. So we find in the Greek and Roman times, some of the earliest physicians used lavender to calm the stomach, any kind of acid reflux or any kind of ulceration that might have been happening, the feelings of an ulcer and general tummy upset. They use lavender to calm that kind of feeling. They also use lavender as an elixir for the throat. So the simple syrup recipe that I'm sharing with you is the same, pretty much the same methodology that was used in these times. In biblical times, they used the flowers to soothe a baby. They would wrap and swaddle the baby with lavender flowers inside. Also, they would make a wreath with these beautiful flowers and stems to signify just a beautiful household. And I think that that's still used today. Many people have a lavender wreath, right? I think that's a really sweet idea. Let me see, here's another, in Ayurveda, we use lavender, just like the Greeks, to calm and soothe the tummy. We also use this as a mood lifter, and you can do that with essential oils or simply with florals. Some people, like myself, I'm very sensitive to essential oils. I can use them in small amounts depending upon the kind that it is. But be careful when you use essential oils. You want to make sure if you're putting it on your body that you're adding a carrier oil like jojoba oil, olive oil, coconut oil, something that's very organic in nature that can be absorbed into the body, because when you have these very high potent oils, they do go through the skin. They go through the dermal layers and essentially they become part of your matter. So make sure that you test your skin to make sure that you're able to take all of that in. Now, Ayurveda also uses this on the skin topically to calm the skin. And this is what I'm suggesting when we make this lavender water. It's so lovely. You can also find other kinds of lavender waters like hydrosol. A hydrosol is the leavings, it's water, but it's the leavings of the steam that is created when essential oils are processed and made. So that steam is collected, and then that's what a hydrosol is. So if you have purchased a hydrosol, this is a leftover purchase of a hydrosol. They're very potent, they're very lovely, they absorb into the skin beautifully, and it's that level of concentration that's just perfect for absorbing into the skin. So I highly recommend checking out a hydrosol. You can buy that in bulk at certain organic food stores or cosmetic wholesalers. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you is in our recipes for the lavender water, you simply need just the flowers and distilled or boiled water. It's very simple, it's not difficult at all, and it's quite fun. It's a great thing for you to make at home to use on other things. A hydrosol is a perfect pH just for the skin, and really noticing that it's not that cheap to buy a hydrosol, and you want to take care in using it effectively. So these lavender homemade waters are perfect, again, just for the skin to cool off. So you're going to cool yourself, you're going to enjoy the mood that you create from it, but then also you can use it around your home to just freshen up the air, clear the energy in the air. You may want to use it on your yoga mat. You can wipe your yoga mat down with it. It has a slight cleansing effect. And then also when you're out and about, the kids can mess around with it, and you could also use this on your linens when you're changing your sheets or before you go to bed. if that's something that you like to do. All of these kinds of actions are meant to surround you with flowers in a number of different ways. And that is a very beautifying effect. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I really bring this into my life seasonally. Summer is a time when we are doing these kinds of things with flowers from my garden. And I'm so happy to share this with you. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And next week, I'm going to have a video about facial tools like this. This is a rose quartz crystal simple tool. You can get it at the pharmacy, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use this. I'm also going to have other tools like a Kanza wand, Ayurveda tool that's made out of brass and copper, and I can't wait to share these with you. There are a number of other ones, and I'll have some more information in my on my website. So thank you for being here. We're going to get on with the recipes now. Take care. Bye. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at here, and I'm going to use a half cup of sugar and a half cup of water, and watch it really closely.